Hello, everybody. It is 5:30, and I'm a little bit late. I apologize, but they just announced the new Overlord things, which is absolutely crazy. But we have a little more or a bit more detail into what exactly the event is going to entail, what we have. I kind of want to just give my thoughts as we kind of peruse through it. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, again, this is the E7 Overlord collab, and this is going to be coming up, and so there's now a new special side story, and there are a couple things I'm think this is just like a viewing party or something to that effect, which is cool. But you guys might be a little bit concerned because, as you can see here, we have a lead hero enhancement thing. And before you see anything or you think anything crazy of this, at least from what I could tell, the lead hero enhancement does improve Ainz, but this isn't one of those scenarios where the lead enhancement is, oh, well, you need to have 30 copies of a character that you have to pull 7 copies of, or you need to get, you get bonus enhancement by getting like triple S of a paid character. As far as I can tell right now, the lead hero enhancement is for Ainz, who we are going to be getting for free. And you can improve Ainz by, again, improving him through this effect where after you unlock equipment, you get imprints that increase your total memory imprint level. In terms of how you unlock equipment, I'm not specifically sure, or I'm not exactly sure. If they mean equipment as in when you exchange, then basically what it means is that as you continue to do this more and more, you gain more and more stat or more value, as you could see through the lead hero enhancement. But it also means that for what it is right now, the connection hero enhancement that you get, you do gain bonuses for pulling for Albedo, and presumably later Shell tier. What it reads is that it increases max health and effectiveness by 50% when attacking with a single attack. If the target is inflicted with death sentence S3, you inflict death sentence on enemies or on all enemies except for the target for the same duration as the target. It ignores effect resistance and it can only be activated once every 4 turns. And when it dies, it does 15,000 damage to the boss. Now, of course, this doesn't really mean anything because we don't know what the boss is going to be, but presumably this is going to be really important. If you were thinking about skipping Albedo, I can't imagine that you do that just because, again, you have this, and if you're going to be farming the new side story, you're going to need it. But pulling for a limited character is not that big a deal because everyone likely was going to be pulling for Albedo anyways, and we're all kind of coping that she'll get a buff or get changed, whatever. In any case, Albedo's waifu, this is not that big a deal, and the lead hero enhancement would only have been a bigger problem if it involved, again, Shaltir or Albedo needing to be triple S. If this is the free character, it's basically a return on investment. The more that you do, the higher level you get, and then the quicker that you can farm. But there are a couple of currencies that you could see here, and also, at least from what I can tell, you do gain some value in terms of, I guess, like gaining more currency. Now, this is the part that I do think is a little bit whale, because now this is kind of bringing back in the second half of the complaints when it came to the last Lethe event, but with a twist, because unlike before where you were unable to clear it entirely without having a character at triple S, this just now rewards whales specifically, or is catered specifically to whales that want to farm out more of the currency. If you want to get more of the currency, you're going to have to get a higher imprint of 3F, which, I mean, makes sense. For Ainz, his artifact doesn't really, it doesn't really matter. But specifically for Albedo, if you want more currency, you are going to have to max limit break her artifact, which is honestly not that bad of, not that bad of a choice, considering it's drink or an equivalent to drink, kind of like similar to Rocket Punch. And you are going to want to get it maxed. That being said, though, it is a little bit of a sore spot in, I'm sure, a lot of people's memories to have to, max or triple S or max limit break an artifact, basically to get more or to kind of pay to win through the activity. But again, it's at least a little bit dampened because you don't have to, you aren't punished or unable to clear the content because you don't have it. But that's kind of my analysis on this. It's a win more kind of situation if you're a whale, and if you're not, you're still able to presumably clear everything just because you have 1 copy of Albedo, which is nice because, again, who's not going to have Albedo? Otherwise, just don't farm the collaboration event, right? If you don't want Albedo, you don't want the event, just don't do it. That's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do is fine. Shaltir is going to be the same, but as you can see here, it looks like it's a sandstorm desert battle and it's a dark character, you do appear to be not only getting equipment now as well, but you also get reforged materials, which is quite nice. And then you can see the different format. You can get the loot exchange, which is similar to what we had before, where you get like a couple knickknacks or whatever. And then you have the equipment exchange, which is 400 for each. And again, the loot exchange once again has decent things. It has Ainz's artifact. It also has a 78 weapon. I'm not too sure how worthwhile that's going to be, honestly, because you're going to be pulling for 85 gear. But also, and kind of, I mean, I don't really know how to go too in depth with this because we don't really know exactly what we're being, or what we're seeing when it comes to unlocking equipment. Presumably, you unlock more imprints for Ainz as you get more equipment, or maybe it's something that you get from the loot exchange. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really decipher it from what I can tell. But the thing that is pretty important, aside from the fact that they're announcing all these albedo and all this information, if I'm not mistaken, it should be at the bottom here. Yes, it is the lobby. And I guess they haven't announced it here. I think it might be in here, one of these pages. The lobby... There it is. The lobby, or the Throne Hall entrance pack, is actually purchasable for 900 Skystones, which is really cool. It's not a pass. You don't have to pay real money for it. And it's once per account. It gives you 10 leaves in addition, which is decent, honestly. It isn't, of course, going to give you a pass or anything. That we already have a pass going on right now. But for the lobby theme, it's an exclusive like illustration, or, lobby theme illustration, whatever you want to call it. I think that's pretty worthwhile. I personally am going to buy it. The 10 leaves are also nice, but ultimately, regardless if it's a vanity thing or not, when it comes to specific exclusives, when it comes to visuals and stuff, I think most people will buy it, and I myself am really enthralled by it, just based off of what I saw. And we can also talk about the collaboration packs, and I'll give my thoughts on whether or not I think they are quite scammy or not. But just based off of this, it gives you 5 Molagoras and a bunch of like summons. Unless the first one is like $50, or like even at that rate as a whale, I think $50 for the first pack is kind of ridiculous, because it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird. The main selling point of this is obviously going to be the leaves and the sky stones, but I don't know if 40 leaves is really worth $50 when, again, you're going to have to, pull for the characters. And then the second Overlord collaboration pack is probably going to be the one that enthralls the most of you, or entices the most of you, because again, it's 150 bookmarks, 1200 sky stones. This is likely going to be the $100 pack. It does give you a slate, which is, what can I say, guys, right? Like, if you want a slate, you want a slate, right? And that's going to be probably the biggest appeal of the second one, alongside the Potion of Ascension. And the third collaboration pack is, assuming that you buy everything, it's nice. It's 8 leaves. It's 2 Molagoras. If you bought the first 2 packs, you don't even need to be told whether or not the third one's worth it. But don't buy the third one, or if you're looking for advice on whether to buy the third one, don't only buy the others because you wanted the third one. Make, your own financial decisions, or your financial call for whether the first and second are worth it, and then go from there. That being said, though, for the packs, it is what it is. Cool. If you're going to spend, you're going to spend. As we can see here, though, they haven't announced anything new or different. They didn't also announce, again, something like a buff to albedo in this patch, in case if some of you guys were worried about that or concerned about it. But for the release schedule, we are going to be getting Shaltir on the 25th, and we are also going to be getting, I believe it's albedo on the 18th. Yes, I believe so. Yes. So everything is normal. It's technically released on the 17th if you're in America, or if you're not in Asia. But outside of that, guys, I think the event looks pretty cool. I'm glad that they didn't appear to make it worse than the Lethe event of last time. It looks like it's just better. They still have the pay to win effect, where, if you have more of the artifact, it looks like you're going to be able to get more artifacts or get more currency faster. But in terms of everything else, the event looks great. I love this illustration, by the way, of albedo and Ainz. It should have been me. Anyways, but yes, long story short, albedo and Ainz and Shaltir are all coming soon. The Lethe event looks decent. Hopefully, once we see what the actual fight is, we'll be able to determine whether or not the fight is difficult or not. But I will be making a guide for them, so stay tuned. I also do want to announce that I am going to be doing the giveaway for Shaltir, albedo, whichever you want, or that giveaway is going to be ending tonight. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to join the Discord and then go to the giveaway channel and kind of react to the little bot so that you have a chance to get a free albedo or a Shaltir, whichever you like. But in any case, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you again for watching. If I had to rate the patch and what we're seeing about the Lethe event, it's kind of unfair because basically all they announced was the Lethe event. I think the Lethe event is probably going to be a solid 7 out of 10 at the very minimum. And then depending on how good the event is, I don't know, maybe if I'm really, if you're really addicted to farming an E7, it could be a 9 out of 10. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting all my content recently. It has meant the world to me. You have no idea, guys. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and staying up this late. I'll see you all next time. Good night.